Hey there internet, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to have a look at time reverse Mills mess. So in some of our previous videos I have asked for viewers' requests on tricks that we should cover. And so far I have been rubbish at actually making videos about any of them. I think we've done one so far. But I plan on making a change to that, and we're going to start today with one of the more recently requested ones, which was from Oleg on YouTube, and we're going to do, reverse Mills. So what is time reverse Mills mess? Well, if we can do some fancy video editing magic here, time reversed Mills mess is what happens if I take my normal Mills mess pattern here, and we can duplicate this video, and reverse one of the footed, you get time reverse Mills mess. Prerequisites for starting learning reverse Mills, I would highly recommend that you have a very comfortable Mills mess pattern. Mills mess being, the forwards version of what we're going to do. We have an entire video on this already, so I'm not going to cover that today, but if you don't have like a really solid comfortable Mills, go learn that first, then come back to this video. The next thing that I think is probably quite useful for learning time reverse Mills, it's not entirely necessary, but I think it will probably help for you to have a go at this, is to do one of the windmill variations. So the standard windmill is this one here, where balls are caught crossed over the top of the pattern, and you see my right hand here is reaching over the top to catch balls. There's another variation on this windmill which looks almost exactly the same, but is much harder, where you catch the balls underneath. So if you notice my right hand here, instead of going over the top, it's reaching underneath to catch. My left hand is catching open, crossing over to the top into this position, and then throwing from this cross. Yeah? This is one of these like silly ones that not a lot of, I think a lot of jugglers eventually learn it, but it's at the start it looks almost exactly the same as the normal windmill. Whoop. You can swap between them without really anybody noticing. Obviously, as Mills is a two-sided pattern, it is useful to have this both directions. So, but again, I don't think it's entirely necessary to get this really smooth if you just want to learn the time reverse Mills. It's its own trick. If you already know it, that's great. If you don't, have a go, but don't stress yourself out trying to get this really solid. The way I would suggest breaking this trick down is to start with one ball, because I like starting with one object and building it up. And we're going to start with this underthrow here. This is the one that's probably the strangest for most people, because you want to start throwing under and out. And so if I keep the other hand stationary, you're going to come throw under and then catch open. So throw under across, catch open. The next throw we are going to work on is the one that starts open here. You're going to kind of throw it towards the outside and catch crossed underneath. So like this. Again, if I keep my other hand really isolated during it, it's got a bit of this kind of feel. The last throw in this pattern is basically just the same as one of the throws from the normal Mills. We're going to start cross, and we're going to catch crossed on the other side. And so the hands do like full fold, unfold during this motion. Moving on to two balls now, the next set of throws I think is useful to practice is probably going to be the one where we start with hands uncrossed. You're going to throw one to the outside. So that like outside catch cross throw, and we're going to combine it with the one that goes under and is caught open. So together you're going to get something like this. I think this is the most important exercise to do with two balls when you're doing time reverse mills, because once you get these two running comfortably, the space for this third ball just kind of slots in. The last step, obviously, is to go for all three balls together. So I think there are two probably ways that are easiest to get into this trick. The first way is to just start. So for that, what I'm gonna do is I'm almost gonna throw like a straight throw, so like a 4 out of my hand that has two balls, for now my right hand. And then I'm gonna use that as the starting ball to get into the pattern. Again, so the green ball is gonna be my 4 straight up. It's gonna be caught underarm on the outside. So this is where our boom, boom, there. The red is doing the starting crossed, thrown caught open, and then the blue ball is our cross to cross. If you're finding starting from cold quite hard, the other way that I quite like and found easy to begin with was going into it from doing the normal Mills Best pattern. So what we're going to think about here is we're going to think about this point with our red ball here on the outside. When it goes up, we're going to pause, and that's when we're going to reverse into the pattern. So again, if we're going for our Mills Best, the last ball in the sequence, the green one here, or the U ball if you want to call it that, is going to go up, and that's going to be the point where we reverse. The first thing to really watch for here, in order to make the shape look really nice, is that this ball that comes like under the outside, for now my red, this will be the red one as the last ball, isn't really doing that nice millsy kind of thing. It's doing the U ball if you're doing like a normal Mills mess, and we're doing like this one where it kind of goes just like straight up and down on the outside, rather than having like a nice shape where it comes right across and you see them all following that like kind of snake. You can also have this nice shape applied to your time reverse mills. For that to work though, you've got to start further over on the side of your body and really bring it like across. So there we go, time reverse mills mess. I hope you've enjoyed the tutorial today, and yeah, I'm gonna try and be better at both, one, replying to YouTube comments, sorry guys. Your support really means a lot to us, and it really is the reason why I keep doing these videos. I'm just not the best at replying to comments. And I'm gonna try and get through the backlog of suggested tricks. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video for today, and I'll see you in the next one.